Hi, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. If you follow me, you know that I told you that I was going to be taking Memorial Day weekend off, but that was before I realized that as part of my group, I'm in a demonstrator group, and there are 6 of us, and we do monthly Facebook Live events. They're super fun, and I forgot that I was going to be doing one of those. It's actually today in real world time, not in posted video time. So I have my 3 projects because I went first today. I haven't gone first before for one of those, and so my 3 quick projects for that. They're all beautiful, but they were quick, so I thought, oh, I'll film those. I'm doing it in between the other girls going live, and then I'm editing while I'm watching them because they're all very inspirational. All of us are stamped very differently, and they're all very talented. So you get some extra bonus material to watch over your holiday weekend. That being said, I have videos going up. I don't have a lot of blog words. So you can hop over to my blog to see the pictures, because I am posting pictures, because sometimes it's easier to see the cards in a picture than it is when I hold it up to the phone. But don't expect a whole lot of words about how I did it. So if you were on my blog sometimes and you've come this direction, I do sometimes post more over there, but it's the holiday, so I'm just getting the videos a treat. But we are working from the new catalog. If you don't have the catalog yet, if you were one of my customers, and almost everybody should have got one, unless you were on that last mailing. But most of the rest of you should have it by now. So if you thought you should be getting one and you don't, then email me and I can check to make sure that I sent you one. All you have to do if you want one is go to my website. The website address is below. Any size order, use a host code, and I will be going to the post office on Tuesday, and I will stick one in the mail to you. You also get a few little samples of ink colors, a few little samples of ribbons. They're all just snippets, so you can see. We don't get to purchase a whole lot of stuff ahead of time, and I've used a whole lot of stuff because I've really been stamping a lot. And I also did want to tell you that one of my classes, this sign up, it's starting. I'm getting people in it, and I don't have huge amounts of room because, again, we can't order a whole lot of stuff ahead of time, and I have to order it on June 3rd. So sign up ends June 1st, so I can figure out how much I need. Is my Try It Club class, or Try It class. I keep calling it a club because in the past I've done Try It clubs where you get a whole lot. People call them paper shares, ribbon shares. This year it's going to be a class because I know some of you participate in the shares, and then 3 years later you look and you're like, oh, there's my share. I don't even remember what year that's from, because it's fun to see this stuff, but you don't use the stuff. So this year I'm incorporating it into a class. So you'll get the supplies to make 10 cards. You will provide your own stamps, all the details. There's a little video that talks about it, but all 10 papers, every card will have paper, new ribbon, new embellishments. And then some of the cards I will pre-cut dies. I can't give you stamps, so you'll provide your own stamps. This is actually one of the cards. You may not have that fern paper. It may be one of the other designs from the fern. And then you get a template PDF that's really nice, and you'll be able to use that forever with any papers that you have. And so then at the end of the Try It class, you'll know which stuff you like the most. You will have actually used the stuff that you tried, and then you can order what you like the most. And next year you won't be like, oh, there's last year's Try It and I never tried any of it, because this year you will have used it. But you do have to sign up for that soon. So today this card, it's real quick, it's beautiful. It was in my head and I was glad it came together quickly. I'm going to use Blossoms in Bloom. I've used it a couple of times. My intent for this card for my Facebook Live was to use the back piece of the die, because I've not used it yet. I did not do that because I spent Thursday at Home Goods and Marshalls because it opened, and I got my hair done. Got 4 inches cut off, and as my friend Susan likes to say, I got my natural color. I'm like, it's not our natural color. Our natural color is not this anymore. So it's my natural 16-year-old color. Going out into the sun, because when it's sunny this weekend and I go out in the pool, some of this that I just paid for is going to disappear. But those 2 cards are already up. So this morning, before it was my turn to go live first, I had to wing some things that were kind of buried in my head. But I was super pleased how this turned out. So let me aim my camera down and we will make it. It's literally just going to take a couple minutes, but it will look like it took forever, and you can use it even for a wedding, which we like those kind of cards. So hang on. So the card that I'm going to show you that I've made twice today. Once as my mock-up. I'm rolling on some scrap paper. And then once on Facebook Live. I used a different color of paper, but like I said, we only get so much paper, and I've already gone through a whole entire pack of in color paper. So on my first one, I've used Midnight. I'm going to switch to Bumblebee. So it's going to look a little different. And then this is Shimmer White. Shimmer White's my very favorite of our neutrals, and I use it all the time. It's not white, it's not vanilla, it's a nice in between, and then it has a shimmer texture, which, especially if you're giving this for a wedding card, because there's not a whole lot to this card, it makes it really nice. So this one is cut a quarter. It's a quarter sheet of cardstock, and it's going to be our background piece, or a 1/4 inch less, which is a normal background piece. This one is a full quarter sheet because this die is big, so you might as well go ahead and give yourself a little bit of grace, because there's no need to cut that extra 1/4 inch off. That way you can make sure when you roll it through the die, you've got everything that you need, all the space that you need. So I'm just going to stick it on my machine, and we do have a new machine coming. You'll see it in the catalog, but it's due to COVID. It's not going to be available maybe till late summer or early fall, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. I do have 3 of these machines, and one of them is from the very first week that we could have ordered one of these, so probably 15 years ago, and it's still going strong. But you know, when you've had something for 15 years, us girls like to have something new. So just take this, and then here's a little tip for you. When you're using these dies that are really intricate like this, go ahead and use your rolly while it's still in here. That way, because this die is so delicate, and the die itself will protect your paper from getting bent at all. And then you can be a little bit more rough with it. So especially all these centers, that's what I'm trying to get out. The die itself, you can see it's falling out. I just want to get all these little center pieces out. And it's easier to get them out. See, you can see a couple of them are still stuck in there, but for the most part, they've all fallen out. And I'm doing it over a little trash can because it does make a little bit of a mess. So maybe a couple more there. But all of our new dies come out so easily. And then just pull that up, but you can see how intricate and delicate this die is. It's beautiful. Get this piece out. There we go. So the other ones are just kind of hanging on by a thread. See, isn't that pretty? So super pretty. So now I'm just going to take this piece here. I'm going to take some adhesive, and you only need a smidge of adhesive. So I'm going to put some right here on this leaf, and then right up here on this leaf. And I don't need any showing through, so kind of just make sure. I don't want to use my green glue or anything because I don't want it to wedge out. Then you're going to take this piece here, and you're going to see that it just fits because it's a 1/4 sheet. And this is one of those dies that does a whole card. So put it on like this. It's already pretty. You could almost just leave it like that. But why? Because we have new stuff. So I'm going to take the folder that's from the Touch of Textures. I'm just going to pop the whole thing in here. And that's why I didn't need very much glue. And that's also why I didn't want any actual glue to be in here, because I didn't want it to get on my folder. So once you have the new machine, it will just roll through here. If you still have this one, you either need the blue plate or a shim. Just roll it through one time. And it's pretty even on the back. It gets the pattern of that paper nicely, or the flowers nicely. But then look how pretty this is. So super pretty. And that's, you'll be able to see it better, I think, in my pictures. So go to my blog so you can see it a little bit better. Move my trash can back over here, because this card's simple. So I didn't want to add any more color to it. So I'm just going to go back to the 1990s when we didn't have a whole lot of stuff to put on our cards. We didn't have dies. We didn't have, most certainly didn't have folders. We hardly had any punches. So we did this a lot. We scraped up the edges of our card. And it gives the illusion of another layer. And it also gives one more illusion. It gives one more texture to your card, which is really nice with this textured folder. And this folder is a must-have. It's like the subtle folder. It's like one step up from the subtle texture. But you're gonna have to have it. And it's one of those ones, just like the subtle, that if your cardstock falls on the floor or it gets bent, or you have just old cardstock that has seen better days, you roll it through this puppy and it looks, all of a sudden you've gone from trash cardstock to cardstock that looks like it was expensive to start out with. Because it gives it that linen, kind of like cardstock that wedding invitations and things are made on. Just upgrades your cardstock. And again, you'll see that if you go to my website and look at the actual pictures. So just kind of rough it up a little bit. Let's see how pretty this is. So super pretty and so simple. Like, what did we do? Nothing. We've done nothing to this card. So I'm going to take my Bumblebee cardstock, just fold that in half. And then this set comes with a bunch of words. The words are great. I'm going to take a little scrap piece of the shimmer white. This is literally scrap, and I'm going to use early espresso because I'm going to keep this kind of this one's a little bit more of a fall color just because that's the color I had Bumblebee. I had that and a piece of magenta, our new magenta left. And then I have to wait for my next order to come in because, like I said, I've used up all my card stock. So I don't have anything else to pick from. So I'm just going to stamp this happy birthday here. And then the thing I love about these tiny little stamps like this is it doesn't require anything. We have some fun punches you can put them in. But sometimes when you're doing a simple card like this, just cut it. Because if you just butt up right against the words, then you're pretty straight. So I'm going to leave this little bit here and just kind of faux banner it. Again, it's a throwback to when we didn't have stuff, but it works with this card because there's so much going on. Nobody's going to notice if it's perfect. And then this part here, I'm going to leave to kind of hide up underneath some ribbon. And then this ribbon is from our Fern collection. Look how pretty it is. Like it's like you've gone to the beach and you're putting on your linen pants to go out for dinner. That's what it reminds me of. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to tie it. It's also going to help hold this on the card, because I know some of y'all are worried that I've only put 2 tiny little bits of adhesive on here to hold this on. Just trim this. Because if I wasn't worried about this holding this on the card, I probably wouldn't have wrapped it all the way around. But I want to just put a little bit of adhesive here. And then I'm going to just put that right there, and then that is plenty between the 2 leaves and that little bit. That's not going to fall off your card. But we didn't have to mess with a bunch of gunky glue or drawing, and we were able to put it through that folder, which if you put other glue, then you're going to have to wait for it to dry before you can put it through your folder, or you chance messing your folder up. This ribbon ties beautifully, as you can see, because it literally is like you're tying your linen pants at the beach. So we can all dream, right? I have my windows open and I live less than a couple miles from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and you should be hearing cars. But there are no cars at the Motor Speedway this weekend because our world is different. And who knew that you could ever not have racing on Memorial Day weekend for the Indy 500? So I know some of you may have plans to have been at the beach, and every Memorial Day that may be what you do, and you might not be there. So spend some time stamping this weekend. So I'm just going to put this on here. And then these are our in color dots. And we can just pick which color we use because look, they all look fabulous with the the bumblebee. And I was thinking that I was going to do the brown because that's why I went with, this is cinnamon, with the espresso. Oh, but look, you could do the blue, you could do the magenta, you could do the green, you could even just go monochromatic and keep with the bumblebee. So which color do we want, girls? I feel like I should be doing a live so I could ask you. So let's stick this on. That's why I left this little bit here at the top, because now I have something that I can kind of faux stick up under here to hold it on, and you're not going to lose your words. If you cut right up to that, then you're going to lose your words. So let's just take, I think I'm going to go with the magenta. That was not really my thought. My thought was to go with cinnamon. But I like that little pop of magenta. And I haven't used a lot of it because I didn't end up getting a whole lot of pieces that went with. So see how pretty that is? And you will need to go to my website. Here's the midnight. But to really get that feel of how the texture picks up, the texture's all the way on the die, and then it's kind of like halfway on the underneath. Beautiful, beautiful look. So there you go. Remember that you will want to hop over to my website and get signed up for the class, because you are going to want to do that Try It Club class, trust me. And there's still lots of last chance items on sale. There's the items that you will need that you can use now that aren't on sale, like the snow globes and snail and all kinds of stuff that you can get, so you can get your catalog free if you don't have that. And if there's just stuff that you need that you don't have, that you are in need of, don't wait till the catalog goes live if you need it, because otherwise you're going to get in the shipping deluge and be waiting longer than you might want to. So everybody have a great day, and check back. I don't know if my next video will post on Sunday or Monday. It depends on how my Saturday goes, if I get it up or not. So have a great night. Bye.